Hello and welcome to this tutorial on setting up the Progress Tracker. The Progress Tracker is a tool that's going to help you manage your own pace and your own progress in this self-directed learning class. The first thing you'll need to do is open up your teacher's Progress Tracker. Your teacher should have provided a link to that, and that link is probably in the e-class page. Please pause this video now until you've got your teacher's Progress Tracker opened in one tab and this tutorial in another tab. Then you can unpause it when you're ready to move on. Let me say a couple of words about the Progress Tracker before we get started. First of all, I'd like to note this is a shared document. Everyone in the class has got the same document open at the same time, which means everyone can see what everyone else is typing. This is not meant to be a private document for you to collect your own progress. This is a public and shared by all the students in the class. Don't put anything on here that you don't want other people to be able to see. In the working world, in the professional world, you'll have documents like this all the time. If you ever work in business, you'll work on shared documents and stuff like this. So this is just a way to start getting ready for that business future that you hope to participate in. But if for some reason you do not want to be sharing a public document with all the other students in the class, please tell your teacher now that you prefer not to use the project manager. Let's start just by looking around the Progress Tracker a little bit. Notice that the name of the Progress Tracker is up here. I'm Mr. Savorin, so that's my name right there. You should see your teacher's name right there. We are on day 2 out of 37. That means that this semester is a 37-day semester, and we're on day 2. Yours might be different depending on what numbers it says right there. It might be on day 1 of a 34-day semester, for instance. And then that comes over to this target. Today's target is by the end of the day today, you should be 5% done with the class. That's what that target is for, and you'll see that target change automatically every day. Notice that different sheets have different names. I'm not going to click on these, but across the bottom you see different sheets with different names on them. And if I was to cycle through right here, you can see that there might be a lot of sheets already in your Progress Tracker. Get used to navigating between those different sheets. I'll teach you how to do that in just a minute. But notice that right now we're on a sheet called Savorin Progress Sheet, and it should say your teacher's name on it, your teacher name's progress sheet. The first thing you'll have to do is use this little pop-up right down here called All Sheets. Get used to using this button, the All Sheets button, to navigate the list of all the sheets in this shared document. I'm just going to scroll up and down really quick to see in this particular Progress Tracker there's a lot of shared sheets. Depending on your teacher, you might have a lot or just a few shared sheets. Please click on that little pop-up icon, and now we need to find your sheet. It's going to be first name, last name, and then the class you're in. So in this case, this sheet, if I was to click on it, would be the first name, last name, 9th grade, semester 2 class. If you know what class you're in, please pick the first name, last name sheet for that class. I'm going to pick first name, last name, 12th, semester 1. Please click on that, and then please pause this video, and then go and click on your particular sheet. Now, we're ready to make your copy of this sheet. This is a template that says first name, last name, 12th, semester 1, but this will say the name of the class you're in. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to click on this little triangle next to that template sheet, and we're going to duplicate it. Duplicating that sheet will make a copy of it, and now this copy will belong to you. We have to name this copy correctly by double-clicking on the name of the new copy. Right now it says copy of, and then whatever the name was. And we need to erase all of that and add your first name and last name. Today, I am a student named Joyce Chalfin. So I'm going to type that there. But this is really important. You can't have any spaces in this name. If you have a space in here, it's going to mess up some code you're going to create later on. So make sure there's no space before the first letter of your name. Make sure there's no space between your first and last name. And make sure there's no space at the end. So you should just say your first and last name and then whatever class you're in right there. When you're done renaming this document, you can hit enter. Please pause this video and resume it again once you've duplicated the template for the sheet for the class that you're in and then renamed that template with your first and last names and no spaces. Okay, welcome to your personal progress tracker. You're going to use this sheet to check your progress over the whole semester. You should see a list of all the assignments, I'm scrolling to the right, that your teacher has given you for the entire semester. In this case, my class that I'm in is divided into modules. Your class might have units or something like that. You might have a lot of list items in your class, or you might have just a few. We're going to start with just some basics. It should say your class name right here. If it doesn't, then just erase those words and type your class name. Down here, we're going to need to type your actual name. Today I am Joyce Chalfin. And notice that when you type something in here, it turns green. Feel free to pause this video and do it if you're having trouble keeping up. The next thing we're going to do is check off any progress you've made so far. So I, as Joyce Chalfin, have already taken my orientation test, so I'm going to check that box. Neat, it turned green. As you're going through the semester, you'll be able to check these boxes to keep track of your progress for the semester. And notice that each time you check a box, I'm going to go ahead and check Unit 1 test, even though I haven't technically done it. And that number just went up. That's the number of milestones I've achieved, and that's counting my progress. My total progress just went up to 6%, and I've achieved 2 out of the 35 milestones for this particular class. Each time you check progress, it'll count up your milestones, and that number will keep going up. Now, I'm going to uncheck all the ones I haven't done. I, as Joyce Chalfin, have only done the orientation test. Now that we've gotten your personal progress checker set up, it's time to go back to the class progress page and set up your row on that. Remember that down here, there's this button called All Sheets. Be careful not to click the plus button next to it that says Add Sheet. That adds a new blank sheet to the project manager, which just makes a mess. We don't want that. But we will be using this All Sheets button a lot. Click on All Sheets now, and please scroll up to the very top of the list, and you want to find your teacher name's progress sheet. Go ahead and do that now, or you can pause the video and do it. When you do, you're going to get back to this page right here, and you might see that some other students in the class have already taken over some rows. So Alfred Archibald Jones has taken over this row, and Samad Iqbal has taken over this row. Hortense has already taken over this row. You want to find a row that hasn't been taken over yet in the class that you're in. So notice these are all first period. If you're not in first period, then scroll down until you get to the class you're in. Here's second period, here's third period. So just make sure you find the class that you're in. In this case, Joyce Chalfin's in first period. The first step here is to type your first name and last name in a blank row. Today I am Joyce Chalfin. Skip the percentage and the level for now, but next you should choose your class. There should be a little pop-up menu, and in this case, I'm in 12th grade semester 1, but please choose the pop-up for the class that you're in. Pause the video until you've got your name and your class chosen there. Now let's talk about goal setting. You're going to choose a course grade goal and a course speed goal. You are in a self-directed learning class, and so one of the points of self-directed learning is to take charge of your own learning. Think of yourself as being in the driver's seat. You control the pace and the quality of the work you do in this class. These goals are going to help you say to your teacher and make clear what it is that your goal is. If you just want to pass the class, then be honest about that. Say, I just want to pass. I need a 70 so I can move on. Maybe I'm in a hurry. I'm trying to graduate on time or something like that. If you're trying to do good level work, solid level work that you can be proud of, but not trying to win awards for anything, then choose an A. If you're trying to knock it out of the park and really do a great job in this class, maybe you're trying to build your GPA back up so that you can hopefully qualify for that Hope Scholarship. That's worth a lot of money in college, and I want to earn a whole bunch of A's in order to help me get that GPA going up. Whatever your goal is, go ahead and make it clear right now. Joyce Chalfin, she's an overachiever, so she's going to decide that she's trying to earn an A. Then you're going to choose a speed goal. If you are going to go slowly and at your own pace, you don't think you're going to finish this class by the end of the semester, then choose I plan to take more than one semester to complete this class. Maybe you're planning on finishing on time, you'll select that. Maybe you want to finish the class early so you can leave and not have to come to class anymore. Please set that as your speed goal. Maybe you need to finish early so you can start another semester. Maybe you're trying to make up time because you're trying to graduate on time or something like that. Then choose your speed goal there. Finally, if you're planning on earning credit for 2 courses in 1 mini, please put that now. Your teacher needs to know what your goal is so that your teacher can help you achieve that goal, whatever it is. And don't stress about it too much. We can always change our goals later. If you want to plan to finish early, make that your goal. Go ahead and set that as your course, but understand that the goal you put here needs to help you determine the speed you're going to move at for the rest of the semester. If you say you're going to finish early, then you got a lot of work to do to finish early without running out of time. But you can change the goals later if you need to, but for now, go ahead and set the goals that you want to get to. Next, you're going to set a simpler goal for where you want to get to by day 4. Assuming that today is day 1 of the semester, then make a goal for how far to get to day 4, and we're going to make this really easy for you. We recommend that you type get to level 2 by day 4. Please make that your goal unless you're going double speed. So let's look up here at Samad Iqbal. Samad Iqbal is a really big overachiever, and he's planning on getting to level 2 by day 4 because he's planning on going double speed and finishing 2 courses in 1 semester. So make a goal for where you want to get on day 4, and then notice that over here, when we get to day 4, the first thing you're going to do on day 4 is say whether or not you achieved your goal. Did you achieve this? No, I didn't make my goal this semester, this 4 days. Or yes, you achieved your goal. And then you're going to type a goal for the next 4 days. But that's not coming up until day 4. For now, we're just setting your goal for where you want to be in day 4. And then in day 4, we'll check back in and see if you achieved it. Please set a goal now for day 1, where you want to be on day 4. The next thing we need to do is copy your sheet name. Here's how we're going to do it. Use the All Sheets button, click on All Sheets, and find your personal page. Let's see, today I am Joyce Chalfin, so here's Joyce Chalfin, 12th grade, semester 1. Please go to your personal project checker here, and then what we need to do is copy this name right here, exactly the way it's written. Here's how to do it. Double click on it, and now to make a copy, we're going to Command C if you're on a Mac, or Control C if you're on a PC. Use the keyboard shortcuts, Command C or Control C. Don't use the edit menu because that doesn't work inside Google Docs. It has to be Command C or Control C, and that makes a copy of that name and puts it on the clipboard where we're going to paste it in just a minute. Please copy that now and pause the video until you've got your class name sheet copied. The next part's going to get a little bit tricky, so follow with me closely. First of all, we need to switch back to the main sheet. It's the teacher name progress sheet, so go ahead and use the All Sheets button to click on that. And next, we're going to program this 0% right here, so it's pulling your actual percentage. When you're at this cell right here, pause the video until you get to that cell, and then resume, and I'll show you exactly what to do with it. All right, here comes the fun part. We're going to do a little bit of coding. We need to hack into this cell right here and make sure it's following your progress from your sheet. Here's how to do it. Double click on the cell. When you do, you'll see a bit of code. There's 4 letters, D-A-T-A. We need to select those 4 letters, so carefully select just those letters. Don't select the equals before the word data. Don't select the exclamation point after the word data. When you have just the word data selected, now we're going to paste your sheet name into that space. To paste, either do Command V on a Mac or Control V on a PC. Command V or Control V. Here we go. I'm going to do Command V because I'm on a Mac, and that pastes my name, Joyce Chalfin, 12th semester 1, into that space. If it correctly pasted, then now the last step is to hit Enter or Return. Hit Enter or Return, and boom, when you do that, it's now pulling that percent. So Joyce Chalfin is 3% done with the class. If that didn't work, then keep watching the tutorial, and next it'll show you how to troubleshoot it if that didn't work. If it did work, then just check this out. Now I can switch using All Sheets back to Joyce Chalfin, and tomorrow when I check off that I've done the Unit 1 test and the Anglo-Saxons poem selection test, notice that Joyce is now up to 9%. When I switch to the main sheet, the teacher name progress sheet, now that is correctly pulling 9%. So from now on, all these sheets will be showing what each student has done up to this point. And remember, again, this is a public shared document, so all the students in the class can see everyone else's progress. It's not your grades. It's not anything that really counts. It's just how many checkboxes you've checked off on your sheet. But again, this is a public document, and if you're not comfortable sharing that kind of information with the class, please tell your teacher immediately that you'd prefer not to use the project tracker. You don't want people to see what percentage you're done with. That's fine. Remember, keep going if you need to see the tutorial on how to fix this. But if you haven't, if it did work the first time, then you can stop watching and you are done with this tutorial. Thanks. Okay, if that didn't work, the fix is pretty straightforward. Just watch carefully. Remember Command C for copy, Command V for paste, or Control C and Control V. find one of these zeros that no one is using, like this one. Find a row that no one's using, select this one, and make a copy of that. Command C or Command V. Come over to yours that's messed up, click on it one time, and do Command V or Control V to paste, and that pastes it in. Now Joyce Chalfon's row has been correctly fixed back to 0. If I double click on it again, it's back to showing data. I can select the word data, carefully paste my own name in there, Command V for paste. Oops, I pasted the wrong thing. I'll have to go back and double check it again. I'm going to hit, you know what? I'm not going to try to fix it. I'm just going to copy a 0 and paste it in there, and let's go back again. So to review, use all sheets, go to your page. Here we are, Joyce Chalfon. Select the name there, make a copy of it, Command C. Go back to the progress sheet, double click on the percentage for your row, make sure we're on your row, select the word data, paste, Command V or Control V, and it should say your name, and then hit enter or return. And when you do, that's now correctly pulling your percentage. If it's still not working for you, ask your teacher. They can probably help fix it. If you've got this working, then you're done with the tutorial. Thanks.